So it seems that we got some information about the extras that are going to be available with the digital release and the iTunes version of the Bumblebee movie. So there's going to be something called the B-Vision Extras, which is we're going to be able to essentially, as the movie plays out, we're going to be able to get information on all the characters that appear in the movie, specifically, obviously, the beginning of the movie, the famous Cybertron battle scene at the beginning of the movie. One thing I do want to point out about this, with this B-Vision, because we got a small little clip of it showing us how it's going to function. And so, like it goes, every time a character appears on screen, it takes a moment to say who the character is, their name, their allegiance, what's their alt modes, and it gives you a really good shot of their character model, which we didn't get up to this point. So, like,
one thing I also wonder is this character model interactive? Like, can you spin it around on an axis? You know what I mean?
That's something I'm kind of curious about too. One thing I wanted to point out, and this is a credit to whoever was in charge of this B-Vision stuff.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Oh yeah, you know exactly where I'm going with this. So we'll start with like when they go over RC, right? So they talk about the alt modes, and so this is stuff that probably with this B-Vision, you should take it with a grain of salt, because I get a feeling, I think I know where they went with this thing. So they go with alt modes, and they say that RC's modes are car, motorcycle, and spider. And what I find fascinating about that is, okay, I could see where they say the car part. I could see where they say the motorcycle part, because RC has been a motorcycle throughout the years. And within even the movie's continuity itself and the previous Bay movie, she's been a motorcycle. And, of course, Energon. But what's interesting is the mention of a spider. That only comes from the BotCon exclusive, before BotCon was even officially a Transformer convention, like on the official nature, more like just, working with Hasbro once in a while. So it's very interesting that they would go through that deep of the history of RC and just pull that one time she was a spider. And I mean, the same thing applies with a lot of the other ones.
Yeah.
Because like when you go to, I just want to I'll jump all around here. But when you go to, like, say, like the likes of Cliff Jumper, they mention Cybertronian car, a.k.a. like his War for Cybertron toy, let's say, right? Then they mention the Porsche 924, a.k.a. his G1 design. But then they mention the Suzuki Swift, a.k.a. his Alternity toy, which was like the sequel to Alternator Binaltech. It's like, wow, like they went down the rabbit hole and picked up that kind of stuff.
I would say the same thing for Wheeljack. They say Cybertronian hover van. That's G1
like the
first
G1
episode.
A first episode appearance, yeah.
And then they say the 1976 Lancia Stratos Turbo, which is what his G1 was.
Yeah.
And then they say 1987 Porsche 962. Do you know about that one?
Well, see, here's the thing. So
what happened with Wheeljack on that one?
We have an alternator there, because we have the Ford Mustang that they mentioned.
Yeah, I was going to get to the Mustang yet, but I know that was alternators. But this one, the Porsche one, I was like...
The Porsche one comes from... And see, this is them kind of like guessing, which is there was a subline that was... It was released in Family Dollar and a lot of things, which was they took the spy changers from Car Robots and Robots in Disguise. Remember there was a character called Daytonus? He was like a GT Porsche.
Okay.
And so they just repainted that and called that Wheeljack. It was like, so. And
I think that's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
I honestly really, like, when I saw that, I was like, wait a minute, they're going into, like, alternators. And when they said motorcycle, I was like, Energon, maybe?
Oh, yeah, Energon, too. Yeah, of course.
Because technically, RC was a motorcycle there, too, first.
Yeah, technically. Even though it was called Ariel in the Japanese version, but yeah.
So I thought that was like pretty interesting where they were like...
You go into like even Ironhide where it mentions the Nissan Vanette, which is like when he turned into the van in G1. And then the Top Kick, which is what he was in the Bay movies. And the Armored Cybertron truck, which is the War for Cybertron games. You keep going over and over. And then when you even get to Shockwave, where it's like Cybertronian laser gun, right? Okay. Steam-powered warship. Oh my God, they're talking about the Heart of Steel stuff.
Yeah.
The Heart of Steel IDW comic book that was 4 issues and then died with John Henry. Whoa, man. And then same thing, Mazda RX-8, a.k.a. alternators.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, okay, I know what you're doing here. Yeah. And that's some fan wanky stuff.
Yeah.
not fan wanky actually. It's still within the confines of Hasbro's stuff and what they did.
Wanky, but it is, once again, it's like if you're taking that like for seriousness in the movie continuity, makes no sense at all. You know?
But no, I think that's really cool that they're kind of saying these are the toys that this guy was back in the day.
At some point in his history.
Like the big mainline toys that came out around that time. I think that's really cool. I think that's really awesome that they're doing it. And shout out to whoever had to do the research for that and actually put it into official stuff.
Yeah.
I think God bless you. You're doing the Lord's work.
Well, you're doing Daniel's work, that's for sure. Cause
you're doing the Lord's work.
You're definitely doing what
you're doing the fanboys' work, and we salute you.
It's the weird stuff that I would do probably if I was asked to do something like this, you know, because anyone who went to TFCon and was part of the custom class and got the bio written for Shatterglass Megatron knows about all the Gridman stuff that I put in there. And
you know what? You know what also could be the thing is that maybe, like I'm not gonna say this could be continuity. I'm not gonna say that.
No.
I'm not gonna say that. But it could cover their bases if they ever want to do any other continuity.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? I think that would be really
I think
good on them.
Continuity-wise, this wouldn't make sense because this is B scanning them in the moment, right?
Or at least that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed. I mean, in theory, that's what it's supposed to be. So if B is moving around here scanning them, and like he's scanning Shockwave, and it's saying Mazda RX-8, and then B later in the movie is going to be a 1980s. You know, like it's, you know what I mean? It's like contradiction itself. Like RX-8 ain't going to come out for another 25 years. So, I mean, it's just more for fun. It's just, I feel that the B Vision thing is something more for the fans and the hardcore fans and stuff like that.
And yeah, and getting extra mileage out of that whole scene at the beginning as well.
Totally.
Might as well.
It slows everything down, so you're able to, like, you know, you see like Braun for like all of 5 seconds before he got.
But you know it's him though.
Yeah, you know it's him, but it's like it stops. It goes, yeah, it's Braun. Here's how he looks. Check it out, and then he gets shot in the side. But
as always, he has a weak point in his side.
Poor Braun. I love Braun. Always had a soft spot for Braun. But yeah, it's just. This is really cool, and so as always, all of this stuff, including the physical version, is going to be coming out April 2nd. So be sure to check this out. This is really cool. There's right now there's a clip of it available if you want to check it out in HD and see a small example of how it works.
It's on YouTube. They definitely put it up on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. John Cena gives you a little introduction at the beginning about the B Vision, so you get to see his pretty little face again too. So definitely check this out. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot more in the movie of this because there's another, like, you know, the movie has that intro scene, but there's more Cybertronian scenes later on, and so it'll be kind of cool. I wonder what they're gonna say about like our 2 new Decepticons that we got in Shatter and Dropkick. Like if they're gonna try to like go, oh well, you know, there wasn't a character named Shatter in Cybertronian history, but we'll just throw in, you know, some names of other, you know, Decepticon characters and their alt modes, or alternatively the Blitzwing character when he does show up. If they're going to mention about the fact that he turned into, you know, a triple changer and stuff like that in their, it's going to be interesting to see when all those characters pop up and appear and what they're going to do with that. But definitely check it out April 2nd. I know I'm going to be picking up my copy of the Blu-ray for sure.
Yeah, I think I am going to do that too. It was definitely a fun movie and definitely well done and well shot, I felt.